So here's what I'm talking about. If you go to settings in your community, then you go to general, here you have your custom URL. And you might have some numbers here if you just got the hobby plan, or if you have the pro plan and haven't changed it, you're going to see some numbers right after your domain. And you can change it once for free, and then you can change it again for $100 or $99. I don't remember exactly. Now, before, Skool didn't even allow this change, and that is because when you change your URL, the whole system has to re-index everything. But about that a little later. The benefits of having this is, of course, there are a lot of cool URLs still available, and if you get a nice, sweet, and short one, it's nice to use on merch. It's nice to see your domain over here. It makes people know that you're using a pro account. For some communities, you might want that, right? If it's some type of professional community, you might want to know that the owner is really putting, investing in it and buying the more professional plan, let's say. Other benefits are if you have a unique company name and you don't want someone to take it, then that might be a good idea to get that higher pro plan and get the URL. Or for kind of sentimental value, uniqueness, like if in a couple of years Skool is going to be more and more popular, you're going to be known for having that nice and sweet domain, which means that you're probably on Skool for a long time, or you purchased that domain from someone. Benefits of not having it, well, you don't have a choice if you have a hobby plan, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter. Like if you look at some of the most popular communities on Skool, if you go to the discovery page, and I think one of them was like Forex for women, right? This one, if you do the math, it does about like $150,000 a month. And if you look at the URL down here in the left, right here, I'm gonna hover over here. You'll see that the domain is like forex-4-women-vip-members- some random number. They didn't even change the URL. This is the number. I think it's the number 5 Skool currently in terms of earnings. Then you have another one. This one is, I think, number 2. It's called Evolve. And here it is, right? $1,000 a month. And again, I'm going to hover over this, and you're going to look to the bottom left over here to see the domain name. It's evolve-8484. Okay? This one is making like, I don't know, it's like almost $300,000. So, I don't think the domain will stop you from succeeding. It can help. Like I'm a bit of a domain addict, or so I should say actually URL in the case of Skool. I have skool.com/educate and skool.com/pro, and I just love them, and I just don't want to go to the hobby plan, even though maybe I should with the with the free community I have. Although I also like some of the plugins, so I'm not going to do that. So those are the benefits of having the URL and not having. Another big benefit of not having the URL, especially if you're starting out, is the fact that when you change your URL right away and you still don't know what kind of community you want to do, or you don't know the name, you might switch the name in the future. If you're not really sure, or if you don't already have a company with a name, you're not sure what you're going to do, it might not be a good idea to change it. Because what will happen is once you change that URL and start building a community and having your links online, promoting your community on different social media platforms, and then you decide you want to change that custom domain, well, all those links are going to be broken, even within your own community. Now, if you have that, the URL that you got once you joined Skool, so let's say skool.com/your-URL, and then that funky number at the end, if you just leave it as that, and you promote using that number, using that whole URL, Once you change it to your custom domain, that custom domain, though it won't break the links, those old links with those numbers at the end are still gonna redirect to the new custom domain. So that is a benefit, I think. That is the main thing. Of course, if you really want the URL, in this case, what I would suggest you to do is to get the shortest URL possible. So for example, oh my gosh, after this video, a lot of people might take the URLs I'm talking about. There are a lot of free URLs, okay? So for example, I'm going to make this up. Let's say the company is called Thunderbolt-Accounting, right? So instead of taking and putting that Thunderbolt-Accounting into your URL and choosing that as your URL because it's your company name, right? It's much better to take the word accounting or accountant, right? And just leave that. So you've got skool.com/accounting. That's really good for merch and stuff like that. It's really short, really memorable. And then at the same time, if you're like, oh man, I don't want my community to be called the name of my company. I want it to be called, for example, I don't know, the best accountants or cool accountants or accountant crew or whatever. Well, if you have Thunderbolt Accountants as the URL, it's still okay. Like many people won't mind. But for people, crazy people like me, we like to have consistency. So for me, it's much better to have like skool.com/accounting. And then if I change my name to even cool accountants, the URL still matches with it and it's pretty cool. So that's all I have to say about this. I hope it helps you out. I did this video because I've heard a lot of people asking about the URL and whether it makes a big difference in terms of ranking and this and that. That's why I'm making it. If you are starting your own community, click the link below. It's a referral link. It gives you 14 days of free school as usual. And let me know about this and I will give you some goodies for using that link. Also, the links to my communities are in the description of the video. Have a wonderful day.